Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This morning guys, I like to share with you my dendrochilum magnum times self. And I got this dendrochilum like 10 years ago, and it has never bloomed. It was always giving big lush foliage, but has never put out a spike, before. So guys, I just realized I had it in the greenhouse area, and I just realized that it is spiking. If you could see these little lemon green spikes here guys, here it is, it's spiking. I got quite a few all over, they're popping up. So what I did guys was to relocate it like 2 weeks ago, because I wasn't sure. I was always thinking that I should be getting these spikes during the spring or winter season with the rare dendrobiums, but somehow I'm getting them now guys. They're popping up. See, they started out like this, the spikes, and then when the spike started to get a little more matured, they start having this braid like look. See the braids coming out, that braid looking. So eventually I guess guys that they will be opening into blooms. So guys, I'm so happy because the plant was doing so well. I was so impressed of how big it was, just putting out big foliage. The leaves were so nice, but I never got a bloom. But now it's proving to me that sometimes you have to relocate your plants. Just look up the information, the care information, see if it needs semi-shade, full sun, whatever the care, the need. And then if you have it in a location, for example, this one loves semi-shade, so I kept it under a tree at first for all these years, and it was producing lovely foliage. It was just growing nicely, but it was not putting out the blooms. So what I did guys, I relocated it, and I relocated it like a month ago. And to my surprise, this morning when I was doing my morning check, I realized that I'm getting some spikes. See all those skinny looking lemon. It's a lighter color, and they cascade. I think they cascade just like the dendrobium aggregatum, and then they bloom. It's a white color bloom, given what I saw when I was checking on the care. So guys, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I was so concerned all these years. What am I not doing? What do I need to do? And I said, let me try to relocate it. So sometimes guys, we just need to relocate. You're doing all that the care instructions suggest, and you're just not getting blooms. So sometimes we have to take them out of that comfort zone and relocate them and see if they need a little more sun, less sun. For this one, it's getting less sun. It's in the greenhouse area, so maybe it was, if you notice, some of the leaves, the end tips were getting a little dried, so probably it was really getting too much sun. And again, I had it in the tree, hanging in the tree, so maybe I can confess there are times when I do my routine fertilizer and fungicidal treatment, it did not get it because it was way up. I used to use the hose to spray. So now that it is closer in the greenhouse, I've been giving it more fertilizer. And if you notice, it's very compact. The pseudobulbs, they have small pseudobulbs, and it's very compact. So because it was in the tree, it was gathering a lot of dried leaves in between the pseudobulbs. So probably when I thought I was doing fertilizing and watering, it was really the dried leaves that was absorbing most of all that nutrient. So maybe that's the problem too. Sometimes it's multifaceted, you know, so many things that could cause you not to be having blooms. And quite a few of you have been messaging me that, you know, you're not getting blooms from your orchids, and it can be multiple things. You just have to try, you know. Once you start topping up your treatment and it's not making the blooms for you, and then you have to check to see what season. So you have to do a tab on the plant that you have. They are orchids, yes, and although we recommend you fertilize once weekly, you still have to figure out what time of the year, what's the season, the blooming season for the plant. So once you identify the blooming season, the type of year it blooms, then you know, okay, instead of getting fussy about it, this is the time of the year I should be expecting blooms. The blooms did not come for how many years, how many months. So what am I going to do next? Am I going to check to see if I need to boost my blooming fertilizer? Not many people do that. Not many people love to have a bloom booster. But then you look to see, is it the location? What am I not doing? Am I watering the leaves and not the root of the plant? You know, so we have to check and do a checklist to see what am I not doing to get this plant to bloom. And, you know, all your plants. And some of my vandas that I have, they will bloom religiously that time of the year. I went into the garden center at Lowe's, and every Friday I do to check to see what's new. And you know, the manager there, she knows me so well. She always look out for me, and she said, "You didn't get anything today?" I said to her, "No." She said, "Why? You always treat yourself on Fridays." So I said to her, "The ones that you guys have, I have so many of those already. They're so pretty, but I don't need right now any of the same." And when I came home, the ones that they have that was blooming, they, you know, because they sell the vandas in bloom. When I came to my vanda area, they are blooming. The ones I have like those, they are blooming also. So some of these orchids, they bloom religiously the same time of the year. So you just have to make note of that, you know. So instead of fussing and say, "Oh, it's not blooming, you need to bloom." No, it's gonna be blooming certain time of the year. So you give it nutrient to strengthen it, so it could multiply the pseudobulbs, it could multiply the roots. Because the more roots you have, multiple of roots, it's the more blooms you're likely to get. You know, so you know, we have to just think location. You know, after you do your suggested treatment, then you gotta say, what am I not doing? It's looking healthy, but the blooms are not coming. So guys, you know, those are some of the things that you have to look into to see why the orchids are not blooming, especially when they're matured orchids. So what I did was to change the location here, and a month after, luckily I changed it when it was still time for it to produce blooms. So now it's giving me some spikes, and I'll be sharing with you when the spikes are open. This is of course the first time. It's the Dendrochilum magnum times self. This is the first I've had one like this. So when the blooms are open, I'll be sharing with you. So guys, Thank you once again for joining me. Thank you for growing with me. Please continue to subscribe and share.